going to be extremely skeptical about all this.
So I went fully skeptical.
Hey there, and welcome to Talk Word. I am so glad you could join me. Today, we are going to get curious about a word that is, well, all about being curious and asking questions. You know, here at Talk Word, we believe that every single word has a fascinating story to tell. We love to dig into where they come from, what they really mean, and how you can actually use them. So, let's get right into it. To get us started, I want you to tap into a feeling that I bet every single one of us has had before. Imagine your friend runs up to you and says they just saw a dog teaching a math class. Or maybe you see an ad online that promises you'll have perfect abs in 5 minutes. You hear it, but then that little voice in your head just kind of goes, wait a second, really? I'm not so sure about that. That little voice, you know, that instinct to pause and say, I think I need a little more proof before I jump on board. Well, guess what? English has a perfect word for that exact feeling. So let's put a name to that feeling, shall we? The word we are exploring today is skeptical. So if you're skeptical, it just means you don't automatically accept everything you hear. You pause, you think, you have some doubts, and you probably want to see some real evidence first. It's an adjective, so we use it to describe someone's attitude or even the look on their face. And honestly, it's a huge part of being a critical thinker. Okay, now this is a fantastic question. So many people get these two words mixed up because, they both involve not believing something. But trust me, they are worlds apart. This breaks it down perfectly. Think of it this way. A skeptical person is like a curious scientist. They're saying, that's interesting. Show me the data, and maybe you'll convince me. They're open. But a cynical person, they've kind of already made up their mind. They're basically saying, nope, I don't believe it, and I bet you're trying to trick me. So skepticism is all about inquiry. Cynicism is really about distrust. Big difference. And what's so cool is that this positive questioning idea has been part of the word skeptical from the very beginning. To see what I mean, we've got to jump in our time machine. So check this out. The journey starts way back in ancient Greece with the word skeptikos. And you know what it meant? Not doubter, but inquirer or examiner, someone who investigates things. From there, the word traveled through Latin, eventually landing in English in the 1500s. And today, we use it for that exact same idea. Healthy, thoughtful doubt. That's right. The original skeptics weren't just random doubters. They were a whole school of philosophers. Their entire mission was to question assumptions to get closer to the truth. I mean, that's the foundation of science right there. You don't just believe a theory, you test it. So when you're being skeptical, you're actually part of this long, amazing tradition of truth seekers. Okay, so theory and history are cool, but let's bring it back to today. How do you actually use skeptical in a normal, everyday conversation? Here are a few perfect examples. She was skeptical of the surprising news headline. This is so important today, right? It just means she didn't believe it right away. She wanted to check the facts. Or how about this one? He gave me a skeptical look when I told him my story. You can just picture it, can't you? That raised eyebrow that says, I'm not so sure. And finally, consumers are often skeptical about online advertisements. For sure, we've all learned to question if a product is really as amazing as the ad says it is. I just love this quote because it captures the whole spirit of what we're talking about. Being skeptical isn't about being negative. It's about being a learner, asking why and how do you know that? I mean, that's how we discover anything new. Wow, we've covered a lot, from ancient Greek philosophers all the way to online shopping. So, let's wrap this up and boil it all down to the single most important takeaway. If you remember just one thing today, let it be this. A skeptic is a thinker. They're an explorer. They are absolutely willing to be convinced, but they need a good reason and solid evidence. It's such a powerful tool for navigating a world that's just overflowing with information. Did you have fun digging into the story of skeptical? Well, there are literally thousands of other words with amazing stories just waiting for you. If you want to keep exploring, you can find our app, TalkWord, right in the App Store. And here's the really fun part. In the app, you can actually create your own little English wordcast, just like this one, with our 2 friendly hosts to guide you. It's an awesome way to practice. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and remember, keep asking questions.
I gotta admit, I was a little bit skeptical going in.
The jury will be quite skeptical of the word of a man accused of murder when supported only by the word of his wife.